Welcome to Networking at Noon. Super excited to have you with us on another amazing Thursday. And I do have to say, it's gorgeous outside. It's one of the times it's super nice to live in Florida. Everybody else is jealous of us. And we are here in Florida. And today I'm joined by Melinda Lugo, who luckily is only she's like about 30 minutes from me. Because if she was hours away, I would be in much more pain. So Melinda, excited to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
And Melinda, so she's a massage therapist, but I think when you think of massage therapist, people think of, ooh, fluffy and that is not what Melinda does. Melinda, you have a very specialized specialty. That was very articulate of me, that you do in the massage therapy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So I practice a specialty called neurosomatic therapy, and that is a really big word. At the heart of it, it is structural health is what we like to think about it as. So the folks that tend to see me, and I'll be the first one to agree with you, Tiffanie, when I always thought of massage, I thought, right, relaxation.
like spa music, let me relax.
Spa music, give me my mimosa, right? All of those wonderful things. Those are fabulous. I still love them. But what we do is very different. The folks that come to see us, while they do feel more relaxed when they leave, they come for a very specific purpose, and that is to get help with some of those more persistent pain issues, things that they haven't really been able to get rid of, or things that have been bothering them for a long time. So we're kind of detectives in that sense.
figure out what's going wrong. And I mean, I think it's interesting because you get this pain, but very rarely is the pain that you have like what's causing the pain. Does that make sense? Can you explain what that means to the people out there that maybe haven't seen you and might be like, what is Tiffanie speaking on?
Right. So, we experience pain, and, it's, I try to tell folks that as inconvenient as pain and as it really is inconvenient and it's bothersome, the pain is a signal telling you, I need help. So if you want to equate it to something like the check engine light on your car, the check engine light isn't the problem, but it is a signal that there's something happening inside that vehicle that needs to be addressed. And so I always say, don't be afraid of that pain. That pain is there to kind of help guide you.
Yeah, like I have this spot that wasn't as bad pre-COVID, but now that I'm spending so much time at my computer, it's like, here's this little spot in my back, but I'll be like, hey, honey, that being rub the, where it's tight, but that's really not, it's other muscles that's causing it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No, we might feel pain in one area and it might go somewhere else. So for a lot of people that talk about shoulder pain, they may come in and go, oh, my shoulder feels weird. Or they may, even better, they may go, I have this annoying headache that goes around my eye or goes up to the top of my head. I can't figure it out. And it turns out it's a muscle hidden elsewhere. It might be a muscle in the neck. It might be that funky one that you feel in the shoulder that nags you all the time. So it's the role of the therapist, that my role would be to kind of identify which groups of muscles are getting together and causing you that level of discomfort. But yeah, it's not always in the obvious place. So you really have to know where to look.
So do you have any suggestions for those of us that are spending a lot of times on our computer or on electronic devices? Do you have a suggestion or two that you can share with us for maybe, in addition to coming and seeing you, that we could do to try and not be in as much pain? Thanks, computers.
Yeah, thanks, computers. Well, actually, yeah. And some of them are surprisingly low tech, but you can adapt them for those of you that are more tech savvy. So a lot of people are working from home right now, and so our desk configurations aren't necessarily ideal. So the first thing that you want to do is consider ways that you can leverage what you have in your home office to make it more user-friendly. So if your monitor is really low, you want to consider ways to bring that up, either with some kind of, even something as simple as books, just to kind of elevate the screen so you're not looking down so much. If you are using handheld devices, maybe not spend so much time down here, try to hold them up when you can. And even things as simple as, my husband jokes that I'm kind of a low-tech girl, but I I will leave myself little Post-it notes to do things like once an hour, get up, walk around, or kind of take a self-assessment, right? How am I sitting in my chair? Am I slouching? Am I leaning on one of my armrests? Because let's say that I'm doing that, right? I'm leaning on that armrest, and I do that because it feels comfortable. But think about the muscle. I mean, there are a lot of muscles involved in holding you in that position. They can do it, but they will get tired after a while.
Yeah.
So, kind of
And it's
adjust.
like, like then you're putting it in funky little positions.
Yeah. And like I said, we can do it. Our bodies are designed to move in a lot of different ways. But the longer we maintain those positions, the more work that we're asking our muscles to do. And so you really want to kind of diversify how you sit at the desk and make sure you're taking appropriate breaks. The other thing that I tell folks to do is, make sure you're getting up, getting that drink of water, because dehydration is not your friend. So if you're not drinking a lot of water, or if you're drinking a lot of coffee, or you're drinking a lot of sweet tea, right? We're in the South, everybody drinks sweet tea. You want to make sure that you're adding water. And the other one is breathing. I talk to people a lot about breathing. When we're sitting at our desks for a long period of time, we're kind of compressing a lot of muscles there. We're under stress unlike any other time. And so our kind of calming, normal restorative breathing pattern sometimes goes out the window. And so incorporating a practice of just working on that really great, nourishing, sustaining breath is going to help you.
Gotcha.
And go outside every so often.
Yeah, one of the things I love, so my Fitbit, that's what I call my Amazon brand Fitbit, will tell me when I need to get up, because I've been sitting too long. But what I found is, as long as I'm drinking a ton of water and staying hydrated, I don't have to worry about that, because I at least have to move all the time to go to the restroom.
That's right. That's right. If you're drinking a lot of water, right, input equals output. So you're going to be going to the restroom more.
So I did have a question from Facebook. So for those of you that are watching, if you have questions, you can pop those in the chat box. Rob wants to know any tips for sinus season.
So sinus season can be rough, and everything is kind of blooming right now. I will tell you that I do sometimes help folks with sinus issues, because we can treat muscles inside the mouth and inside the nose, plus with the ears, that help with drainage. So I can't show you how to treat those things because you have to be a licensed professional to do them. But one is, making sure, again, you're drinking lots of water, because that's going to help promote the movement of fluid. There is a self-care strategy that I teach folks for use with headaches, but it can help with people with sinus problems. And so what we do is we do a very gentle ear pulling technique. And Tiffanie, you may be familiar with this one, but what you want to make sure you don't do is yank on your little delicate earlobes, right? You want to kind of grab where the cartilage is on the side of your ear, and you just gently want a traction. So you're kind of pulling your hands away from your head ever so slightly. Now, there's a lot of connective tissue that surrounds the ears and your head. And so for some people, this is very tight. So what I have them do is just kind of hold there for, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You can even kind of twist. And this kind of reminds me of, Catholic school when the nuns used to yank us by the ear, but that relieves some of the pressure that we feel around the cranium. So it's not a full solution, right? But it'll kind of help offset things in the meantime while you're kind of waiting for those issues to resolve. Or you come see your therapist, and that's when we kind of go in and make sure we treat that thoroughly.
Yeah. So Rob, go see Melinda.
Rob, come see Melinda.
Yeah, get that taken care of, because I know it's been bothering you.
Yes.
So I know you help us. We're at the computer. You help us with the sinuses. I had some ringing in my ear that's dramatically. You've been able to help, kind of get rid of that. But I know you treat some more, I don't want to say serious ailments, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I know that you help with more than just like the average wear and tear that people deal with. There's some other things that you've helped people with.
Yes, that is true. Among, the things you would typically equate with somebody like me, things like working on muscles and ligaments. We are trained to help people with things like digestive issues and other organ dysfunctions. So we have a lot of folks that come see us for things like GERD, right? Acid reflux type issues. We actually treat those digestive organs. We treat viscera externally, right? So we learn where all those spots are. We learn what to avoid and not avoid, so we can help. We can help there. We've actually had a couple of really major success stories come through our clinic, including one individual that was dealing with liver failure. This person, young, and there really didn't seem to be a reason why this person was experiencing liver failure. So they were on a transplant list, and they happen to have a family member who comes to our clinic, and they said, you know what, you've tried everything else, and while you're waiting for this liver, see if these people can help you. And so we can massage the liver, which we did. We also worked on the muscles that are in the spine that impact the nerves that go to your liver.
Okay.
And so, which they thought, what the heck is that about? But this person, because they were under the specialist's care, they were getting blood work every week while they were still waiting for this liver to show up.
Yeah.
And so every week they came in for massage treatment, and every week their numbers got better and better. So within about 12 weeks of coming to see us, they no longer needed that replacement liver.
What? That's
yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy. And, the thing with organ transplants is, they've come a long way, right? And they're an important life-saving measure. And thank goodness that is available to people.
Yeah.
But when you have organ transplants, it buys you time, but, buys you about 15 years in most cases. So when you think about a young person who has to have this organ transplant, that buys them, 15 years, but they're going to need to go through this process again. And so, if it's a necessary procedure, which eventually it may be for this individual,
Yeah.
Thankfully it's available to them. But anything that we can do to kind of delay that until it's necessary is going to be helpful. And this person, I will tell you, when they came into the office the first time, they were jaundiced. They were completely yellow, very frail. They couldn't even get out of the car the first time they came in because they got nauseous on the way here. And so to see that transformation is, it's huge, right? That person can work again. That person can eat. That person can get in the car. That completely changes the game for you. So, that's, and again, that's certainly, kind of more off the beaten path. Most people don't think about massage being applied in that way.
Yeah, I know. I think probably it was early on when we had met each other, and Rob came home from a massage, and he's always kind of complaining about this or that. But he was like all in this happy mood. And I'm like, what's up with you? Like, what drugs did you take today? Not that he takes drugs, but that was kind of like, he was like so over the top and happy and giddy. And he's like, I'm not in any pain. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize the pain was that bad. B, why do you take so long to do it? But that's just the go-getter in me. But C, he had just come back from your place, Melinda. For those of you watching, Rob had Melinda work on him, and he was like, oh, got rid of that pain that had been ailing him for years.
Oh,
and I think sometimes we forget what it's like not to feel the pain.
Yeah. One of my mentors says that pain is selfish, right? It takes so much away from you, right? It affects your ability to do things. It affects your mood. It affects your relationships. And when that is no longer a factor, it's incredibly freeing to you as a person, because now you can really focus on what matters to you. And that's what I feel my job is, right? It's to help you feel better. Yes, but why? I want you to feel better so that you can do what gives you your life meaning, right? What gives your life purpose. So I get excited when I see somebody who's in pain suddenly feel like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling great and I can do all the stuff I want to do again. So that's what gets me jazzed in the morning.
Yeah. So I know you and your husband, Eddie, have an amazing practice there in Brandon, but I know work isn't all you do. What do you like to do for fun?
Yeah. So yeah, we like fun. We like fun
Yes.
stuff. So outside of the clinic, we are performing artists, although, clinic stuff has us kind of going right now. But we've been involved in flamenco music for quite a number of years. So my husband, Eddie, is a guitarist. I'm a singer, former flamenco dancer. And so we jam. We've played different places in Tampa Bay, some recitals. So we do that quite a bit, and I'm hoping to do more of that in the future. And Tiffanie, as I like to tell people, I am the gingerbread house ninja, right? That started as a family project. I want to say
How long have you been doing that?
I want to say 13, 14 years ago.
When Zoe was like young, I guess.
Yeah, Zoe was young, and my daughter has a lot of dietary restrictions. And so I couldn't do what everybody else does, which is walk into Target or walk into Michael's and buy a gingerbread kit because she can't eat any of it. So I thought, I'm a fairly decent cook. I think I can make this work. And so that I did it that first year. The kids went nuts for it. And every year we try to crank it up a little bit more and more. We kind of say it's like the MTV Cribs version, gingerbread style.
And this year you took it a whole different level. Or last year, 2020.
Yeah, this year we went crazy. And I mean, I've done things like put lights in my gingerbread houses. I've made windows out of sugar. I mean, it's ridiculous. But this year I was at Target looking at gingerbread house kits, and we saw these little gingerbread ninjas, right? And I thought, man, that's really cool. So of course, Eddie, my husband, who loves to throw down the gauntlet challenge wise, he says, you if you're gonna buy that, you need to make a gingerbread pagoda, right? So, the last thing I need to hear is, oh, you can't do that. So we made a gingerbread pagoda this year, 3 stories. It was quite an endeavor. But it was awesome. And every year we try to challenge ourselves and do something just a little bit extra. So it's super fun.
And that, to me, you have that balance between, okay, the work and what we get to do for fun. Because all work and no play makes Tiffanie an adult girl.
Yeah, you have to have fun. I mean, we work hard, you work really hard. And so, you should be able to find things that you enjoy, right? I mean, otherwise, why are you doing this? So you got to make time. You have to make time for those things that really kind of light your fire.
Yes, definitely. So let me ask you a question back in the business side. I know you like to network to grow your business. Where all do you do your networking?
So I network different ways. One of them, of course, I'm a part of this awesome Ascentive community that Tiffanie, you introduced me to some time ago. So, I'm a part of the Ascentive community. We actually are doing masterminds. There's one that's open to the Referrals for Life community, but you and I launched one that is focused on health and wellness professionals, right? It's the H squared, happy and healthy mastermind. And we just launched that. So that's, really exciting. And we're looking forward to doing more of those every month. Outside of that, I'm very much involved in BNI here locally. I'm a member of BNI Capital Group. I have been going on 3 years now.
And Eddie's a member of BNI.
He is a member of BNI Dealmakers. Yes. And our employee, our newest team member, Michael Burgos, is a member of BNI Powerhouse. So we are big believers in network marketing. We know how well it works. We love building relationships. And so, I tell folks, you learn to network. Not everybody takes to it naturally, right? But that's okay. And everybody's got a different style. But it has been far and away the most beneficial. And it's a great way to grow your business and get to meet pretty amazing people.
Awesome. So you mentioned you're part of the H Squared Mastermind. So our Ascentive Mastermind community, it's open to a dozen professionals. So there's 2 of us so far because we just opened it like this month.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
4th of the month. And the goal is having people that their business is helping people be healthier and happier.
Right. That's right.
What a empowering and great way to wake up each morning. I get to help people be healthier and happier.
It's such an awesome thing to think about. Hey, I can help people be healthier. I can help them be happier. I mean, that's pretty exciting. And, we had our first meeting. Was that last week?
Yeah, we can go today.
On us, right? I know. But we had, I know that we had a couple of fitness professionals there. We had a representative from Concierge Medical Practice. We had essential oils represented there. And we had someone focused on financial health, which is super important too, because one of the top causes of stress for people is money or the lack thereof. So yeah, so it was important. So we're really excited to welcome other people with the same focus.
Excellent. Now you're part of our Referrals for Life community. What made you decide you wanted to be and hang out with us in Referrals for Life?
You mean aside from the fact that you guys are awesome? Aside from the fact that you guys are awesome, when we started our business, and I think a lot of business owners can agree, you are very much focused in your business. And that can be a wonderful thing, but it can certainly be overwhelming and it can be kind of isolating, right? So one of the things that I really appreciate about Referrals for Life is that I get to talk with other business owners. They are all where I have been or where I am right now. They're a great sounding board for me to balance ideas, kind of go, hey, Melinda, that's a great idea. Or no, you don't want to do that. So it's great to have somebody else involved. And, my husband and I mean, we're a husband-wife team that own this business together. So to have the perspective of people outside of our sphere is really valuable.
Well, we love having you as
Thanks.
part of the community.
Thanks. I'm glad to be a part of it.
So, question for you. Mm-hmm. So I'll give you 2 questions, but I'll give you the first one I'll come back to in a moment. If there's one other thing that you want to leave people with before we're done today. But while you're kind of thinking about that, how I like to begin to wrap up these sessions is, what's your favorite brew? And that can be all kinds of brew, as long as it goes through some sort of brewing process.
Okay. So this one's really easy for me to answer because my favorite brew is coffee by a mile. In addition to being Gingerbread House ninjas, my husband is the ultimate coffee nerd. And so Eddie roasts coffee. Like, we order green coffee beans over the internet. He roasts it every week. He grinds it fresh every morning. So I'm super spoiled with my coffee.
Forget about Starbucks. I've got Eddie.
Yeah, I don't need Starbucks. Actually, the few times I go to Starbucks, Eddie looks at me and goes, "Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me with Starbucks?" So I tell him that's my emergency. That's like my in case of emergency coffee. Okay. But yeah, coffee. Always coffee.
Gotcha. All right. So Matt did Sweary. So hi, Matt. Matt said H squared. That's a new one to him. Yeah, we just started that one up. Yeah. So looking to help people be healthier and happier. H squared.
H squared.
So what's one more tip, one more trick, one more suggestion, one more thought that you want to leave people with from being here today?
Yeah. So, a couple things. The first one is, we're living in a really unusual time. I think we can all agree. And if you're working from home, it's hard to have that separation between work and home time. So if you're finding that you're struggling, maybe we start there. Maybe we try to figure out ways to have a delineation between work and home. We crave structure and routine. So, we want to really start thinking about that. Think about how you sleep. Think about the things that you're doing every day, because we fall into patterns. And so we want to encourage healthy, happy habits, right? The other thing is that again, and it goes back to what I was talking about earlier, right? The pain is not a problem. Pain is a signal that there is a problem. And so whether it is talking to somebody like me, if you're experiencing some kind of physical discomfort, or you're talking to, or you need to talk to a mental health professional to talk about emotional pain and those kinds of issues, that pain is a signal that should not be ignored. We try to be strong and we try to be tough, but listen to your body. Intuition is a powerful thing, and if you need the help of a professional, seek them out. There are some amazing ones in the area. If anybody needs help finding one, I am happy to step in and provide you some of those resources. So that's my spiel.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melinda, for being here with us today. If people are trying to find you, how can we get in touch with you? How can we schedule an appointment to come see you, or Eddie or Mike?
Right. So to reach us, a couple ways you can do that. One is by visiting our website, which is brandonptc.com. You can request appointments through that site, or you can hit the contact link if you have questions. You can call our office number, which is 813-820-3030. Or you can email us, and you can email me directly. It's melinda@brandonptc.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. You can, what is it the young people say? You can hit us up on social. So
I'm not cool enough to know that.
you know what? A little birdie told me that. I don't know. But yes, so, if you have questions, I do consultations all the time, which I'm happy to do either by phone or Zoom. So please feel free to reach out.
Yep. I know. I'm excited. I've got my appointment scheduled already for next week.
Yay.
Right. Thanks everybody out there in the social media world. Thanks everybody for watching. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same channel for Networking at Noon.
Awesome. Thanks. Have a great day.